gentlemen, once again, welcome to the barn here at Southside High School. Tonight's matchup between the visiting Lady Wildcats from Har-Ber High School, led by head coach Kimberly Jenkins and assisted by Josh Carter and Autumn Lem, and your Southside Mavericks, led by head coach Robert Brunk, assisted by Chris Watson, Laney James, Dylan Candelaria, and Addison Skelton. Introducing the starting lineups first for the visitors from Har-Ber. Senior number 2, Brooklyn Owens. Number 3, sophomore, McKinley Campbell. Number 4, sophomore, Madison Campbell. Senior number 5, Jasmine MacArthur. And number 22, sophomore, Maya Haney.
This was infinitely more fun. I only came for Hoko and I missed it. I was like... I think we're good. We'll see.
Ain't got any viewers now. We'll see. I can say what I want.
Well, welcome back here to Maverick Arena. We've had a lot of technical difficulties tonight. We'll see if we can get the ball game here as the Lady Mavs will take on the Lady Wildcats. In the girls game, kind of going a little different tonight as we'll have the girls game second tonight. Southside fell in the boys game 81-48 to the Har-Ber Wildcats, and that Wildcat team just came in a lot of athleticism and were able to really kind of take things over and were able to put the Mavericks away fairly early in the ball game. See what the girls do tonight. And I just want to mention, too, don't know if we got it out there, but just want to congratulate the Southside cheerleading squad, the national champs again for the second straight year. Congratulations, girls. What a great job. And also to Kaylee Evans for winning the 7th grade city girls basketball championship as the Lady Rams beat the Timmins Lady Raiders 17-15. Going to get Malia Ty a foul. Malia Ty, along with Naya Brewer, Kalia Pressey, Kaylee Robinson, and Lillian Adams in the starting lineup. Actually, Paige Watson there in the lineup tonight. Here's a 3-up on the way up and no good. Ball's tipped out of bounds. Will stay with the Lady Wildcats. Wildcats will go with Brooklyn Owens, McKinley Campbell, Madison Campbell, Jasmine MacArthur, and Maya Haney. About 18 seconds into the ball game. And ball will go to the corner now, try to feed low post. Southside working out of a 2-1-2 zone defense. The swing ball to the corner. Here's a 3-up on the way up by Brooklyn Owens, up and no good. Rebound chased down by McKinley Campbell, fires it up to go off the top of the backboard. Will go to the Lady Mavs. You know, Southside's got Paige Watson in the ball game. Instead of Naya Brewer will be coming off the bench tonight. I think that's where she does her best work, is off the bench. As Har-Ber wants to put a press on. Southside does a good job of beating the press, getting in the front court. That's Kayla Robinson over to Lydianne Adams. as Har-Ber works out of a man defense. This Har-Ber team very quick as Paige Watson looks to penetrate down. Ball's going to be tipped out of bounds. Ball's knocked out of bounds by Madison Campbell. Will stay with the Lady Mavs. And we got 7:04 to go here on a homecoming night here at Southside. For the Southside Mavericks, Matt Williams, a big ball game tonight, along with Jarice Birdsong and Cody Sum. There's a play all the way down, up and no good. Now we've got a late whistle. Going to get Clea. Actually, Kayla Robinson. First personal, team second. First free throw's up and good. That's Madison Campbell at the line. She'll get another free throw here. Second free throw's up and good. Early 2-0 lead here for the Lady Wildcats. Again, they'll press in the backcourt. Get the ball to Paige Watson. Tries to get it up top. Ball can be knocked out of bounds. Jasmine MacArthur will stay with the Lady Mavs. Lady Mavs doing a good job of working 1-2 pass, working that middle. And hopefully at some point they maybe get some numbers here. They'll get the ball into Kayla Robinson. Over to Malia Ty in the front court. Ty will set the offense for the Lady Mavs. Ball's going to be tipped and will go out of bounds. Will stay with the Lady Mavs. Good job by Paige Watson letting the ball go out instead of just trying to chase that ball down. And there's always that chance you might go out of bounds with it. Inbound Lydia Ann Adams. Swing across court. That's Kayla Robinson. Makes a nice move to the inside. Up and good. Got my friend Terrell King back home. I forgot to tell him that we had Kayla and the girls on the other day. We forgot to talk about her shoes. They're going to step out of bounds. Go back to the Lady Mavs. That's Maya Haney on the out of bounds line. Yeah, we had the girls up the other night. They did a great job. As Southside going to take a timeout. With that timeout, we'll take one too. You're watching Southside Lady Maverick basketball on the Maverick Sports Network.
Family, it's bigger than bloodlines, stronger than DNA. It's the circle we draw around the people that matter, the people we care about and care for, the folks who inspire us, guide us, root for us. Family means finding common ground, rolling up our sleeves, and making our way side by side. Armstrong Bank, strength runs in our family.
Welcome to action. Southside will have the ball here again. Har-Ber going to press in the backcourt. The ball into Malia Ty. She'll set the offense up. Well, there's a lot of contact. I think they finally get a foul on Jasmine MacArthur. Guess it was the second shove that they called the foul on. Be the first team foul on Har-Ber. That's going to be the key for Southside is the teams that like to press, your Northside, your Har-Ber, if they allow a lot of contact, then it just makes it a little lot tougher to get the ball in the front court and get into your offense. As they'll get a walking call on Lydia Ann Adams. She tried to take off and took that extra step. Wildcats will get the ball inbounds. And swing it around, try to get the ball over. Actually should have been another walk on. That's a good job by Malia Ty as they'll call walking on Jasmine MacArthur. And that was a play where she took that extra step once Ty was able to try to block the ball. Gracie Davenport will check in for Har-Ber. Ty will have the ball in the backcourt. She'll get into the front court. Loses her balance, and now going to have a jump ball.
Jump ball possession stays with Southside.
Ball will stay with the Mavericks. Got 5:51 to go here, 2-2 early in the ball game. Still a filling out process. Southside so far doing a pretty good job right now of really going up against the press. Lydia Ann Adams will set the offense up for the Lady Mavs. Looks to penetrate in. Get the ball to Kayla Robinson on the right wing. Kayla will penetrate down. We'll try to swing it back out. The ball is going to be taken away for a missed layup. That was Madison Campbell can't get a better look than that. She's not able to finish. That's kind of a dangerous play, too. You've got to be careful throwing that ball back up top like that. That's what's going to happen a lot of times, is they're going to check. Here's a three on the way. It's going to be short. Fight for the rebound. Out of bounds. We'll go back to the Lady Mavs. As Ianni Henry will check into the ball game. Got Clea Pressey with the ball. Gets over to Kayla Robinson. Southside gets it in the front court. Southside doing a good job, really, of not trying to force anything. They'll get the ball down to Kayla Robinson. The ball's going to be double teamed and taken away. They get it over to Gracie Davenport. Davenport wants to come up and will throw the ball out of bounds back to the Lady Mavs. Lady Mavs doing a good job so far, really, of going up against the press. They've had a good couple of ball games, a big victory last week over Heritage. And before that, they played a very tough Springdale team to within 15 points at their place. So Lady Mavs kind of starting to pick it up here a bit as the season starts to wind down. And Southside will be back in action Tuesday night as they'll travel to Northside for the second battle of Rogers Avenue. They'll take on the Northside Grizzlies. Good job of Malia Ty finding Lydia Ann Adams. Southside has the numbers. There's Kayla Robinson all the way in. Goes up strong and good. Nice move by Kayla, taking the ball strong. They had the numbers. She took advantage of it. There's a nice inside move up. And good job by Lydia Ann Adams taking away the baseline. Here's a three on the way by Gracie Davenport, up and no good. Fight for the rebound. And I think they're finally going to call a jump ball. We'll go back to the Lady Mavs. That was a good job by Kayla Robinson, as Springdale Har-Ber doing a really good job of getting those extra shots, but Southside's able to force the tie up, get the ball back. Lady Mavs will get the ball. That's Malia Ty will get it in the front court. Just need some help off the corner and going to have a jump ball.
Jump ball possession goes to Har-Ber.
Lady Mavs got to do a better job of, once you stop your dribble, somebody's got to move to the open spaces, because they're going to set the double team and going to make some plays, so you got to be careful there. Southside playing very good defense so far with a 4-2 lead, but there's a nice inside pass and a missed shot. That's several missed opportunities. That was Maya Haney who misses the shot. And there's a foul on Gracie Davenport. Her first personal foul, team second.
Foul called on number 15 for the Lady Wildcats, Gracie Davenport. That is her first, second team foul.
This Lady Wildcat team comes in waves. Going to try to feed Clea Pressey down low. Ball's going to be knocked away and goes out of bounds. Will stay with the Lady Mavs. Is off Ianni Henry. Jasmine Rojas will check in the ball game. Going to have a 30-second timeout here, and with that timeout, we'll take one too. You're watching Southside Lady Maverick basketball on the Maverick Sports Network.
Between life, work, and family, sometimes the person that you need to take care of the most is you.
At Fort Smith Therapy Health and Wellness, you're never alone. Through our counseling, we can help you regain control of your emotions, mental health, and life. We provide both face-to-face and virtual therapy services. Whether it's for your
Welcome back to action here. Southside will have the ball. With 3:57 to go here. Paige Watson will inbound from the side. Looks to get into Malia Ty. Over to Clea Pressey. Up top to Lydia Ann Adams. Adams looks to penetrate down. Makes a nice move to the basket, up and no good. Rebound pulled down by Madison Campbell. She wants to push it into the front court. Takes it down, will now hand the ball off to Jasmine MacArthur. Here is Campbell again, fires it up and good. It's actually McKinley Campbell on the basket. Tied up here at 4. We've got 3:28 to go here. Kate Nally going to check in for the Lady Mavs. Southside get the ball in. It's Malia Ty over to Paige Watson. Get the ball in front court to Kalia Pressey. Pressey's going to have to take that dribble up. She does a good job there. Tries to feed Kate Nally down low. Ball back over to Malia Ty. They'll go down low. That's Kalia Pressey, and she'll be fouled. And McKinley Campbell, first personal, team third. Southside will inbounds underneath their own basket. Looking to get the ball in. We'll get the ball in the corner. That's Kate Nally in the corner. Trying to do a post up with Kayla Robinson. Back up top to Kalia Pressey. Goes corner, Kayla Robinson. Robinson looks to penetrate in. Goes back up top to Malia Ty. Paige Watson will set the offense. Still got 17 seconds on the shot clock. Get the ball over to Ty. Ty looks to penetrate in. And these girls on Springdale Har-Ber, they are there wherever you're at. Southside better get over there and touch the ball, and they'll get backcourt. It's a good job by Southside. Would have been a layup for Madison Campbell if Southside doesn't get back and touch the ball. It'll be backcourt on the Lady Mavs. The two Springdale teams very similar to the Springdale girls in the fact that they play the man defense, and they do a great job of playing the player without the ball. Don't give them a lot of looks, and it's a lot of work, and it actually wears. I mean, you're working hard on defense, but to wear your offense out too, trying to stop that. Here's Ty all the way down, goes up for the shot. It's going to be partially blocked, taken away as Springdale Har-Ber will push it all the way down. Will go up for the shot. It's up, and it's good. That's Jasmine MacArthur, first 2 points of the ball game. Lady Mavs trying to get the ball in the front court. Ball's going to be tipped out of bounds. Going to check Lenny and Ann's back in the ball game for the Lady Mavs, replacing Kalia Pressey. Southside going to take a timeout. With that timeout, we'll take one too. You're watching Southside Lady Maverick basketball on the Maverick Sports Network.
I bought my first vehicle from Randall as a used car back in '77. I bought a first new truck in '96 from them, an F-250. Ever since then, I've stuck with Randall. They understand my business, and as a contractor, my trucks take a beating. Randall Ford has the product, and they find them for me if they don't have them on the lot. I trust Randall Ford. They've earned my business.
Family, it's bigger than bloodlines, stronger than DNA. It's the circle we draw around the people that matter, the people we care about and care for, the folks who inspire us, guide us, root for us. Family means finding common ground, rolling up our sleeves, and making our...
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. We got Coach Stuart Adams going to come up and help us do a little bit of color commentary here. And Coach, it's I tell you, that Springdale Har-Ber team, I've never seen a group of kids, and I don't know what's in the water at Springdale, but both those teams can jump out of the gym.
And they are they're talented. They're talented and highly skilled. Luckily, a few of those guys graduate this year. So.
I was going to talk about that, Coach, and the fact that the Muldrew kid, he started as a ninth grader along with Isaiah Seeley when they were both at Springdale, and you almost kind of think at some point that maybe they're redshirting these kids.
Well, I was telling somebody tonight, it was like 4 years ago, he was hitting threes as a freshman for Springdale from the logo. Kind of blew a game wide open for him and the Seeley kid, but this conference graduates a lot of players this year. Bentonville graduates, they're starting 5. Springdale graduates, they're starting 5. Fayetteville graduates 9, so hopefully next year we are more competitive competitive.
Well, your thing is, too, there's a good move by Kayla Robinson on the inside for 2 more. Kayla, that was 6 points in the ball game. But it's what you talk about, Coach. I mean, you're playing some kids, these 6'7", 6'8" kids that can jump out of the gym, too. It's a nightmare matchup.
It is. There's no we don't have an answer for some of them, man to man. But, I was proud of our kids tonight. They showed some heart, and we talked about playing hard all the way through it. And I thought they did that tonight, so we're proud of that effort. We're just outmanned a little bit tonight.
Well, Coach, I thought they did a good job there. Matt Williams scoring some points for you, but I thought Dross Birdsong he had 13 tonight, had a really good ball game. I just love the effort that he gives. I mean, he's the littlest guy on the court, but the biggest heart.
Oh, yeah, he is ferocious. He had, up there he had 30 on him. So I know it's probably in the plan, hey, we got to stop this guy tonight. But he's a tough kid, tough competitor.
And you've also got Cody Sum had, I think, one of his best ball games tonight.
He played really well. He's a physical presence. He plays fearless, and he got physical with them, and that was got the ball inside and earned his points, and he did really well tonight. We're proud. Hopefully, he's coming off his injuries and all that stuff. So hopefully, we got 4 games left. Hopefully, he's ready to roll for us.
Southside 6-6 here. We've got 39 seconds. Lady Mav's doing a good job tonight, really hanging with the Springdale team. I don't know what's about the Springdales. They kind of mirror each other. The girls' teams that we were kind of joking that when we played the Springdale girls is some of those girls can make great defensive backs because they do a great job of guarding off the ball and make it tough. And it really kind of wears you down on offense trying to get open and more than you think.
Oh, yeah, these girls that can guard you for 94 feet, eventually it gets to your legs, and when they got depth, that wears on you by the end of the game. And just depth, they can play as physical as they want because then they know, hey, we've got another girl on the bench right here can come in and do the same thing. So, yeah, we're doing a nice job right here of hanging in here. It's kind of what you want. Stay close and see what happens at the end.
Yeah, the girls were telling me, we had them on the other night, and I'll tell you, your daughter, Lydia Ann, I think she's actually could do this if she really wanted to do it.
Oh, she's got the gift of gab, that's for sure. She's never short on words.
Well, the kids had a good time the other night. We brought them up and let them kind of celebrate their big victory. The girls have had really 2 good ball games. Obviously, the victory over Heritage and then played Springdale tough.
Yes. That was a good win for them the other night.
There was a steal. They get strong to the basket. That's what you've got to watch, though. And we saw this with the boys' team, too, as they get the lead up to 11-6. Is these Har-Ber teams, when they can go on a scoring run, before you know it, you're down 5, now you're down 12.
They're explosive, and they can turn the game around real quick. These girls, these teams, Har-Ber girls, Har-Ber boys,
it's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, forget about X's and O's.
We'll
the only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking?
11-6.
We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
The story of our family business starts back in 1878 when our ancestors settled in Old Town Van Buren and set up shop. We have been providing quality work, craftsmanship with the finest materials available using time-honored and traditional methods. Providing quality service to the River Valley for 6 generations.
Welcome back to Maverick Arena, Southside Trails here, 11-6. And Coach Adams, I've got to give a hard time to Mike Van. They put him in the Hall of Fame tonight. I've known Mike a long time, and I was giving him a hard time. I said, Mike, they put you in for what a good football player you were. It definitely wasn't for the official that you are.
Hey, I tell you what, if you grew up in Fort Smith, Mike Van in some sport did one of your games.
Exactly, yes.
What I always liked about Mike Van is man, he could have a smile on his face no matter how bad you got on him. He's truly a great one.
Coach, I want you to talk. There's a 3-point on the way up and good. That's McKinley Campbell. She now has 5 points in the ball game. But I know the Southside team, one thing that's hurt this team is you lost Lee Prince Jr. for the season. And tell us about what he means to this team. You know, one thing I look at for Lee Prince is the defensive end. That he gives you that. He's that go-to guy that can be that stopper.
Right. Well, you know, we kind of talked to Lee coming into the year, said, you know, last year you were a spark. This year we need you to be steady for us. And he does, you know, imagine him and Darius out there hounding people. And, you know, he had the experience. He was our most experienced guy coming back, and that counts for something. Not only that, he's a smart ball player, good ball player. Yeah, that stung a little bit with him out. You know, he's a leader too, and we missed that this year. But you know, he's still got a year left. So, and it's given Darius Birdsong a lot of experience this year, and who's another. He's growing up, you know. So, yeah, it's unfortunate with Lee, but hopefully that makes him, you know, just savor his time a little bit more next year, you know.
Well, maybe keep him off the football field a little bit.
Well, I better not say anything about that, but yeah, that's a dangerous sport, you know. It's that's not the first time coming into the season I've lost a guy or two due to football.
I was trying to think who we had. Was it Dimitri Lloyd when you had him on football? I'll tell you what, he came out and he was he's a nice post player to have in there.
Yeah, he was such a great athlete.
Yeah. And I kind of see it too with Kobe Castling. I like what I'm seeing from Kobe as far as getting down there posting up. And I'll tell you what, you're not going to move him out of those blocks.
No, he's a smart basketball player, and he's got some really good moves down there on the block. And he's, you know, you don't want that guy setting a screen on you. And so he's done real well for us this year. We're surprised at what he's been able to do for us. You know, him and Dimitri Lloyd are two different types of players, but both able to come in and contribute quite a bit from the football field. And he's just a sophomore, and we expect him to be back next year and getting even more time for us.
There's an Har-Ber, takes it all the way down, goes up for the shot, and it's going to be partially blocked. South will get the ball back. Here's a three by Clea Pressey up and no good. And there's Lydia Ann Adams going up strong for the rebound. Southside needs to get a couple of finishes here to get back in the ball game. Here's a three on the way up and no good. Paige Watson will chase it down. And, Coach, another thing that you have to deal with, too, and, of course, I know all the teams have to do this, are going to get Jasmine MacArthur for her second personal foul, team first. But, I mean, you're playing a lot of sophomores this year.
Yes. I think we're the youngest team in the conference. Bentonville West has some young guys, but, yeah, we're playing guys that, you know, Matt Williams got a little bit of time last year as a sophomore. Matt Wilkinson did, Teo Flake did, but the rest of these guys are sophomores and not just coming into a normal year in the 6A West. I think this is one of the better years of really some big-time top-end teams, and, you know, you come out here and it's a difference between freshman basketball and what we're seeing in high school this year. But hey, they're getting experience. You know, maybe it'll be a situation where next year they're like, hey, this is nothing like compared to what last year is, you know. So it's bittersweet. You like having those seniors, but hey, these guys will be seniors too, and they'll have 2 years of experience.
Coach, that Springdale team, you know, what the talk I hear is, of course, you never know what's going to happen in the tournament. You can have a bad day, and you never know what could happen, but I think that Springdale team, I'll be shocked if they're not playing for a championship. And I know the other team, there's a nice move by Kayla Robinson, gets the ball down and goes up for the shot, no good. But they tell me Jonesboro apparently has a solid team this year.
Yeah, I think Jonesboro does. They're always a good basketball team, good basketball city. You know, Bryant, Jonesboro, both really good teams. I don't know if anybody can match up with the size and just speed of Springdale. You know, those guys are skilled too. They shoot the ball well. They defend well. They're just so fast. So I don't know. I haven't seen Jonesboro this year, but I don't know if they'll match up with just the height of Springdale. Springdale played the team we just played the other, Har-Ber, and, they beat them 20 points the other night. And they've been beating some of our top teams in our conference 40 points. So, I feel like they think this is their year, and I think they've got a good shot at it.
Well, they're a matchup nightmare. Just watching them as Kayla Robinson misses the 2 free throws. The foul was on Jasmine MacArthur, her second personal foul. Tell you what, they'll just run that ball down, and Southside holding in the ball game, really struggling to get some points here. They've got 6 points in the ball game with Kayla Robinson.
Yeah, we've had some opportunities. Just got to finish. You can't go too long without scoring against these girls because they're gonna catch fire here in a second.
They go about 10 deep too. I've got on my list here, and they run a bunch in there. It's Brooklyn Owens for 3.
I think both Springdale teams, girls teams, play quite a few people.
That'll be a lot of fun to watch those 2 Springdale teams go at it because I know there's no love lost between the 2 teams. And then you kind of bring in they look a nice play and they're going to call a foul on the Har-Ber. That's her 3rd personal foul. But, you kind of had the deal. I don't know the inner workings of everything going on up there with Cortland Muldrew, but, he was at Springdale, left, and been to Oak Hill Academy and left there and came back to Har-Ber. And I know there's got to be something going on there, and, it's kind of like north side, south side.
Well, the different districts have their own rules, and like the AAA, it governs school district to school district, but within your own, when you got multiple high schools, public schools, it's up to that district. And, Springdale's probably a little bit more loose with their transfer rule as Fort Smith is. I'm kind of thankful our transfer rule is what it is. Your sophomore year, if you move anywhere after that, you've got to sit out a year. And I'm thankful for that. But, the different districts are going to do it different way. Springdale also has a guy that was a stud for Har-Ber last year, the Jackson Conley kid.
Mm-hmm.
He's now over there. And, that guy's a different.
You need a scorecard to keep up what's going on up there.
Yeah, it's something else.
Well, I agree with you, Coach, because here's a nice inside move up and good. It's McKinley Campbell now with 7 points in the ball game, but it's tough enough to try to coach a team knowing you got to recruit kids each year to try to keep. It's kind of like I go back to the college game now. I think it's running the college game. There's a nice move by Kayla Robinson down. She'll be fouled.
Yeah, it's it's just changed. It's changed so much in the last 4 or 5 years. And, you look at college right now. I saw a deal today where they were thinking about NCAA was thinking about granting a 5th year of eligibility to all players down.
It's more money.
What are we doing here? But yeah, high school basketball is so much different now as far as the recruiting aspect. And I shouldn't say recruiting as much as I should say transfer. It's really hard to govern. I'm not sure most coaches, school districts would rather just not bother with it. Wish it was just the way it used to be. But you've got to adapt a little bit to what's coming.
Well, I go back to college. You go back to the years when I couldn't tell you who the starting 5 is, or even one player on Kansas. I could tell you one player on Duke. That's the flag kid, just because he's so publicized. But you'd go back and you would think. I remember when Tyler Hansborough played at North Carolina,
right.
And the UCLA days. That's before your time, but it would be when I was a youngster then.
Yeah.
But you had Bill Walton and all those guys, Keith Wilkes and all the players and stuff, and you know it was better then because I think you knew the players, and now it's kind of almost like minor league baseball. I'll go watch the Razorbacks play, but I will not go watch a minor league baseball game because I don't know anybody on the floor.
Right. Well,
on the field.
We were talking about it the other day about, you know, who's everybody's favorite Razorback over the last 5 years in basketball. It's probably Devo Davis. He wasn't the best one, but he just was there for the whole duration. And I think as a kid, it'd be hard to just grasp onto a team because it's different every year now.
Well, now Devo lost that big billboard he had in Jacksonville. I don't know if you ever got to see that. Went to Oklahoma State, so that was taken away from him.
It really, it's like professional sports. Those guys change teams all the time. It's, so are you a guy who likes this certain player and whatever teams he's on, or are you a New York Yankees fan, do or die, so it's really changed the.
Well, you can't develop kids anymore.
No.
I know Coach Dammer talked about it even on the smaller level too that they were at. It's to me, it's a real disadvantages for the schools. Like say, give you an example. The UCA women's softball team. I know one of the coaches on there, and they'll get good players. A three by Paige Watson on the way, a nice rebound by Meridian Chance off the backside, but they lost their best pitcher to Alabama the next year.
Right.
They don't have the money to compete.
Well, it's you look at UCA. They had a kid last year. He's freshman player of the year in that conference, and he got offered more money to go to Utah State, and that's Tucker Anderson. He played for Bentonville West, and now that's where he's at. And it's almost like, do you really hope this kid has a great year and you lose him? If he plays too well, somebody's going to offer more money than you have. And that's just I played college basketball, and I couldn't even go get a $5 job on the weekend. And now these guys are making millions of bucks. The guys at the D2 level are making tens of thousands of dollars. It's crazy.
Well, look at KJ Jefferson. He's on like year 12, I think.
Yeah, he's made a good living.
Well, that was the thing too. Everybody was really getting on John Calipari when he was at Kentucky, but you start thinking about all those kids they play against in the first round. That kid that scored all the points against them, he was like 6 years.
Yeah.
But can you blame a kid?
No. I mean, you would. We would all do it. There's people that I know that don't like it, that have kids that are fixing to enter D1 basketball, but, they're like, well, I don't like it as a whole for college sports, but since my son's fixing to play D1, I kind of like it now,
Kind of changes your whole perspective on it, doesn't
right,
it?
Yeah, so.
Southside get the ball here. They're down 24-6. It was actually at one time, I believe, it was 6-6. Southside not able to score. Haven't been able to get anything going. Here's a three on the way by Kayla Robinson. No good. Southside trails here at the half, 24-6. We'll be back here with the Randall Ford scoring summary after this. You watch the Southside Lady Maverick basketball on the Maverick Sports Network.
The story of our family business starts back in 1878 when our ancestors settled in Old Town Van Buren and set up shop. We have been providing quality work, craftsmanship with the finest materials available using time-honored and traditional methods. Providing quality service to the River Valley for 6 generations.
I bought my first vehicle from Randall as a used car back in '77. I bought a first new truck in '96 from them, an F-250. Ever since then, I've stuck with Randall. They understand my business, and as a contractor, my trucks take a beating. Randall Ford has the product, and they find them for me if they don't have them on the lot. I trust Randall Ford. They've earned my business.
Summer's winding down, but the savings are just getting started. Dive into the end of season sale at Burton Pools and Spas. For a limited time, save up to $14,000 on fiberglass pools. And the first
15 of the 31 members won Southside's first ever national championship last year. With 16 new members, many believe this would be a rebuilding year. However, through countless practice hours and determination, this team scored the highest single score of the competition at 97.6 out of 103 minutes. Last Friday night, in earning the spot directly to the finals. On Sunday, not only did they defend their national championship, they repeated their national championship against the best teams from the East to West Coast. Congratulations to Coach Anna Graham and the Southside Fabric Competition cheer team on their national high school cheerleading championship. You can watch their national championship performance on the Southside Fabric Cheer YouTube page. They were truly impressive, and their months of hard work paid off with them earning back-to-back national championships. Presenting the trophy tonight is the principal of Southside, Mr. Pruitt, along with the national championship banner. Ladies and gentlemen, your two-time national champion, Southside Fabric Competition cheerleader. Draw your attention to the board above the court to see that national championship performance.
Have you been to the River Valley's only multi-sport facility? Then let's hang out. The Hangout in Fort Smith is the only sports facility that offers indoor tennis and pickleball, indoor and outdoor basketball, and has now added multiple soccer fields. Soccer leagues are forming soon. Did you know the Hangout also has an 8,000 square foot fitness center with bar, yoga, HIIT, and Pilates classes? The Hangout, 5400 Gary Street, or thehangoutfs.com. Fitness, sports, and more. Let's hang out.
From the minute you walk into Randall Ford, they greet you, they're kind, they're gonna ask you what you need, what you're looking for, and they're all very friendly, even down to the service department. Those guys are so kind. The salesmen are gonna make sure that you know that vehicle before you leave the lot. They're gonna review the details, all the features of the vehicle, so you can leave with confidence knowing that the vehicle you're in, how to drive it. Randall Ford really listened to me, and I drove away with exactly what I wanted.
Wade side by side. Armstrong Bank. Strength runs in our family.
Between life, work, and family, sometimes the person that you need to take care of the most is you.
At Fort Smith Therapy Health and Wellness, you're never alone. Through our counseling, we can help you regain control of your emotions, mental health, and life. We provide both face-to-face and virtual therapy services. Whether it's for your child, family, or yourself, Fort Smith Therapy is here to help your true self shine through.
Schedule your appointment today with Fort Smith Therapy Health and Wellness.
The story of our family business starts back in 1878 when our ancestors settled in Old Town Van Buren and set up shop. We have been providing quality work, craftsmanship with the finest materials available using time-honored and traditional methods. Providing quality service to the River Valley for 6 generations.
I bought my first vehicle from Randall as a used car back in '77. I bought a first new truck in '96 from them, an F-250. Ever since then, I've stuck with Randall. They understand my business, and as a contractor, my trucks take a beating. Randall Ford has the product, and they find them for me if they don't have them on the lot. I trust Randall Ford. They've earned my business.
game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, forget about X's and O's. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Summer's winding down, but the savings are just getting started. Dive into the end of season sale at Burton Pools and Spas. For a limited time, save up to $14,000 on fiberglass pools. And the first 10 customers who purchase an Aquacrete pool with a premium vinyl finish will receive a free hot tub. Don't miss these incredible deals. Visit our stores in Fort Smith, Springdale, or Greenland, or go to burtonpools.com for more details. At Burton, we do more than build swimming pools. We build long-term relationships.
Have you been to the River Valley's only multi-sport facility? Then let's hang out. The Hangout in Fort Smith is the only sports facility that offers indoor tennis and pickleball, indoor and outdoor basketball, and has now added multiple soccer fields. Soccer leagues are forming soon. Did you know the Hangout also has an 8,000 square foot fitness center with bar, yoga, HIIT, and Pilates classes? The Hangout, 5400 Gary Street, or thehangoutfs.com. Fitness, sports, and more. Let's hang out.
From the minute you walk into Randall Ford, they greet you, they're kind, they're gonna ask you what you need, what you're looking for, and they're all very friendly, even down to the service department. Those guys are so kind. The salesmen are gonna make sure that you know that vehicle before you leave the lot. They're gonna review the details, all the features of the vehicle, so you can leave with confidence knowing that the vehicle you're in, how to drive it. Randall Ford really listened to me, and I drove away with exactly what I wanted.
Family, it's bigger than bloodlines, stronger than DNA. It's the circle we draw around the people that matter, the people we care about and care for, the folks who inspire us, guide us, root for us. Family means finding common ground, rolling up our sleeves, and making our way side by side. Armstrong Bank, strength runs in our family.
Between life, work, and family, sometimes the person that you need to take care of the most is you.
At Fort Smith Therapy Health and Wellness, you're never alone. Through our counseling, we can help you regain control of your emotions, mental health, and life. We provide both face-to-face and virtual therapy services. Whether it's for your child, family, or yourself, Fort Smith Therapy is here to help your true self shine through.
Schedule your appointment today with Fort Smith Therapy Health and Wellness.
The story of our family business starts back in 1878 when our ancestors settled in Old Town Van Buren and set up shop. We have been providing quality work, craftsmanship with the finest materials available using time-honored and traditional methods. Providing quality service to the River Valley for 6 generations.
Between life, work, and family, sometimes the person that you need to take care of the most is you.
At Fort Smith Therapy Health and Wellness, you're never alone. Through our counseling, we can help you regain control of your emotions, mental health, and life. We provide both face-to-face and virtual therapy services. Whether it's for your child, family, or yourself, Fort Smith Therapy is here to help.
Welcome back. We're here at the half. Southside Trails 24-6 as we look at the first half scoring summary. First for the Har-Ber Lady Wildcats, Brooklyn Owens with 3 points. McKinley Campbell leads away with 10. Madison Campbell 4. Jasmine MacArthur 5. And Gracie Davenport off the bench with 2. While for Southside, it's an easy score here tonight, Coach. 6 points for Kayla Robinson. All points for the Southside Lady Mavs tonight.
Dubious honor, I think, but yeah, they struggled. You know, they had a few opportunities right there early on to, you know, missed a few shots around the basket that probably, you know, another 10, 15 points for them, but then they kind of struggled turning the ball over. But yeah, they're going to have to do something here in the next 3 or 4 minutes to change the momentum. You know, get some stops and go put some easy ones in. And you know, you can't these teams, this Har-Ber team, they score the ball so well. They're so quick on defense. They're going to eventually turn you over. You've got to take advantage of the shots you get around the basket. And if those aren't going, it might be a long night for you.
Yeah, the Lady Mavs did a good job, really, I thought, in the first half of, working against the press. The key on the press is my opinion is the key on the press is you don't have to force anything, and they did a good job of really making the passes to beat the press. But then once they beat the press, it seemed like they would get the ball to probably the one that's maybe not the ball handler, and then the ball would stop there instead of maybe attacking the basket, trying to take advantage of the numbers.
Yeah, that's, I look at attacking a press sometimes, you got to have your best ball handlers up there to get the ball from the baseline to half court, and then sometimes they're making the pass to somebody that's, if they were better at it, they would be down there getting the ball up the floor. So, sometimes, you're making that pass, and you're maybe not to one of your best finishers or your best ball handlers, and it kind of stops right there. That's kind of the nature of it. That's what teams, like this is not necessarily they're trying to turn you over much, but sometimes they get you out of running your offense. They got you got a different person catching the ball in this spot. You can't run set plays. So a lot of that is for that reason alone, just to get you out of the flow of your offense.
And as you talked about, too, we talked about during the second period was the fact that, when they come out and they play that man defense like they do, it wears you down on offense.
Yes. It's depth for these girls' teams right here. This Har-Ber team, they've got plenty of it. And they can just keep coming at you. They can have three people by the end of the half guarding the same person over and over. And, they don't get tired. Fresh legs every time.
And they run it up in the court. Whoever gets that ball is taken off. Going to head down. They're going to get about a 15-footer here up and no good. Ball out of bounds back to the Lady Mavs. And, it started out good for Southside. Actually, I think they had maybe a 6-4 lead and really have struggled since then. I think it's what you're talking about, Coach, is the fact they're really struggling to get into an offensive rhythm.
Right.
Which, that's what they want. That's what you want your defense to do. And I think give credit to Har-Ber for what they're able to accomplish. There's a nice move by Leonie and Adams, takes it strong to the basket. And that's been the key, too. There's been several probably 6, 7, 8-foot shots that Southside just can't make. And, Coach, I'll say right there, though, I think they're going to call an elbow on Paige Watson. That's a tough call because,
it is. It is a tough call.
Short of a mugging sometimes. Right. And I'll make this comment. Here's a three on the way, an open three up and no good. But if you're playing a team that does a lot of hand checking and they're pretty aggressive on defense, and they let them get away with the hand checking and the grabbing and different things, that makes it even tougher.
Oh, yeah.
To get in any offensive flow. There's a nice move to the basket.
Good move.
Yeah.
This year, I felt like this is the most physical this conference has been, and I feel like it's called that way a little bit. Like there's a lot of things that they let go. And some years that's good for you, some years it's not. And I'd say for both our girls and boys teams, with the talent some of these teams have, it's not good. But you get in those situations. She probably had 4 hands on her right there at that time, and so you don't hear that whistle. You got to get it out of there somehow. So.
Yeah, then you're looking, why's that on me? Why's it on number 1? Here's a free throw by Lady Ann up and no good. Now checking Har-Ber back in the ball game. Tell you what, she's been a difference maker for Southside coming over. When she was out, you could tell the difference when she's in the ball game as her ball handling really helps the Southside team.
She's a good talent, can score, get to the basket, knock down a shot, take away some of the ball handling burden. She's a good ball handler, and she plays defense. She's kind of, I think she's learning how to. At the beginning of the year, she was quick to pick up fouls, and I think she's doing a better job of that, staying out of foul trouble.
There's a three on the way up. No good. That's the key, too. I like what Southside's doing, playing that zone defense. Now it's about a 15-footer that's up and good.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the defense right here. You know, Har-Ber 2 minutes into the third quarter. Coach Brunk's got to feel pretty decent about his defense here. You know, you've only given up 28 points. It's at 7 that's hurting you right now.
Well, Coach, you kind of get into a balance, too, whether to play a zone or a man defense. I know in a man defense, a lot of times you try to get maybe a steal or two to kind of get some offensive breaks and stuff. But then if you play a zone, I know it's tough sometimes. You still got to pressure the ball at some point. Because one thing I've noticed about this league, too, especially on the boys' side, we got a lot of kids that can shoot the three.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's that's what they used to say about this conference in the West. You had a lot better shooters, and it's still that way today. Is got a lot of guys that can put the ball in the hole. But yeah, when I like to tell our guys, when we're playing zone, I know we're putting 2 to 3 guys between the ball and the basket at all times. Sometimes a man, you don't get that luxury. You got guys that don't rotate, and really guarding the ball. Some of these teams, as talented they are, it's hard to stay in front. So sometimes your best bet is to hope, hey, they're not going to fill it up tonight. You know what's going to happen when they go to the basket.
And, Coach, I've got to ask you, too, as Southside will get the ball here. We've got 5:15 to go. But there was a young man last year that played for Rogers. There was a nice move by Nia Brewer for her first 2 of the ball game. But they're down quick. They'll get the rebound and go back up again. There's Kalia Pressey on the rebound. But Aiden, you have to help me with the name. I think it was Chronister. Yeah, have you heard how he's doing up in Wichita?
I have not. I haven't heard how he's doing. I know I remember him going to prep school. He had an offer from Arkansas. I think that was under Musselman. But I've kind of heard, what's crazy about that right now, these kids going to prep school, is I don't know that at prep school right now that you would see the competition you're going to see in this conference.
Yes.
I mean, I know those guys when you go to prep school, you're getting basketball nearly 24/7, but if you're looking for a place to prove yourself, this conference is not bad. But I'm for all those kids from Rogers, Springdale, all of them. They can go to prep school all they want. I'll hand out the brochures and the literature. I wish more of them would have went.
Going to get a foul here on Jasmine MacArthur, her 3rd personal foul.
I'd pass out the pamphlets. The Muldrew kid, we all were celebrating when we heard he was going to prep school. And then you get the news he's back, and that was
should have called him ineligible.
Yeah, right.
I'm not sure what the loophole would be on that, but
I think it's a return to district. If you return to the district you're in, as long as you weren't playing or hadn't already played for a team, I think you're good to go.
Well, Southside's still working hard here. To me, that's the Coach Brunk style, and it's your style too, Coach. I watch y'all play, and we're not getting the results that we want all the time, and I think you really made a good point on the talent that everybody has, but the kids play hard.
Yeah, we talked to them tonight and before the game, and we talked about, hey, up 30, down 30. We're going to play with a lot of heart tonight, and I know it's frustrating for our guys, but a lot of basketball athletics is how you face adversity, and tonight I thought we got past that point where we're not going to lay down. We're going to keep battling, and that'll pay off at some point. In another game this season, just battling through a bad spell.
Well, what I did like tonight, from one thing I did see that Southside did, there was a couple of times where they were able to come down and get some dunks on us, and It seemed like it really fired the kids up. They really, especially it was Birdsong, I was noticing more than anybody. Here's a breakaway layup for Jasmine MacArthur, now with 7 points in the ball game. But it just seems like with that young man, I see that kind of mentality.
Yes.
It's kind of, what I call it is the Corey Beck mentality of, it's not so much I like to win, but I hate to lose.
Right. You know, he had a play in the second quarter where they had a dunk, and, man, he got the ball out. Our four-man did a good job of getting, I think it was Braylon Houston, got the ball out quick, got it to Dryas, and before, you know, it was like we didn't miss a beat. We immediately pushed the ball up the floor. I think he went down and got fouled or we scored a basket out of it, but that's what you want. Hey, a dunk at the end of the day is worth 2 points. Get over the awe of somebody dunking, and let's go down and get it back. And he did that tonight. That was a big moment for us. You know, hey, let's move beyond that. Let's go. We're still playing ball here. Don't be in awe of it, you know.
And still only 2 points too, Coach.
Yeah. It's 2 points, and
I laugh when I see that sometimes. I remember playing Springdale earlier this year, and I think it was Isaiah Seeley. He was going to bounce it off the backboard for somebody, and he actually put it in the basket. I mean, you know it's not your night when that happens.
Right. Yeah, those guys, you know, some of those guys are so athletic, you can throw it up just about anywhere, and they're going to come down with it, you know. Must be nice. I was never able to do it. You had to put it in just the right spot.
I'll tell you about my athletic prowess. I finally realized I don't need to be on the basketball court. I went out after I'm good friends with Buzz Sawyer, and after the Northside game, went down and talked to him. Well, there was basketball, and, you know, naturally, against my better judgment, I picked up the basketball and tried to shoot some free throws, and I think I threw up 4 air balls in a row, and it's time to step away. Nice move by Lydia Ann, strong to the basket. And Coach, that's a good play right there by Lydia Ann. She misses the shot, yet she has the presence of mind to go get the jump ball.
She's we're real proud of her this year. She's playing hard. She's fighting. And we love her effort out on the court. And we talk
you get
to her
that.
about just play hard. Just play hard and have fun, and good things will happen.
Well, I think that's the key. There's a good move by Lydia into the basket, but to me that's the key. At any level is 2 things I think is the kids improve. If you get that, there's a 2-pointer there for Gracie Davenport. She now has 6 points in the ball game, but I think improve, and then the other point you made is have fun.
Yeah, and we forget that as coaches sometimes. It's, you know, I kick myself sometimes and think, man, we've got to enjoy this more. But yeah, I mean that's basketball, that's football. Just, you know, there's got to be an element of fun and an element of fulfillment. You know, like where it's fulfilling for you. You're going out and you're accomplishing something, you know, and getting better. And that's kind of what we've been preaching.
Well, and I think too what you see too is, you know, we're talking about my son earlier with Coach Bridges and got him back out playing. I think it was, for him, it was the best thing as far as, you know, it's not even so much how much you play or what you do, but it's kind of a character building thing that you can come in and be a good teammate.
Oh yeah, I mean it's hard. You know, you're going to have a lot of kids on your team that hey, they think they should be playing more, they want to play more, and some maybe deserve it, but yeah, it's a big person who can be very supportive of your team and genuinely supportive of your teammates, and stay with it when maybe you're not the star, or maybe you're not getting as many shots or as many minutes as you want.
And Coach, one thing I've noticed too, and you could probably, you'd probably see this a lot, but I know that they've come up with a lot of the AAU teams and baseball. They have all the travel teams and everything, but I tell people that, you know, that may be a good thing, but baseball, it's a God-given talent to throw that ball 90 miles an hour. Kate Nally would go to the foul line for 2 free throws, but a lot of times what happens is I think a lot of kids get left out at an early age, and then here's a free throw by Kate. It's got a nice touch at the foul line. First one's up and good, but you look in the hallways, there'll be a 6'8" kid not playing anything that was overlooked, and the kid can jump up and grow 3 or 4 inches in a year, and I think a lot of kids miss out on a lot of things because even on you can play at a recreational level, but a lot of kids will miss out because they don't have the right situation to get involved in maybe a travel team or something, or the money-wise maybe not afford it. So I know that plays a lot into it too.
There is I grew up in Fort Smith. I played baseball, basketball, football. I did it all at the boys' club. I think it cost me $7 to get my boys' club card and play. There was great competition. Everybody was playing boys' club basketball, and the travel teams. You're probably seeing the better competition, but there's an element to it that, hey, not everybody can afford that. Not everybody has the time to do that. If you've got multiple kids, I don't know how you do it.
Nice move by Har-Ber for 2.
And it's not all bad, but it's kind of created a little bit of there's the have and the have-nots, and I was one of those guys that I kind of bloomed late, especially in basketball, and it changed my life, and it made me better to go through some rough spots. It made me want it more to get better. But yeah, it's definitely a different day and age than 30, 40 years ago.
Well, Coach, when we played, we'd go play our game, then we'd go home and go play ball or go do something in the streets or have something going on. I don't know, did you ever, of course, this is probably before your time, did you ever get to play at the old Wheeler Avenue Boys Club?
I did. My father was in he used to always play intramural basketball with Baldor, and every now and then we'd go play over at the Wheeler Boys Club, and every now and then I'd get to go out there and play against these grown men, and I loved it. But yeah, it was a long time ago, that's for sure. Yeah.
Kate Nally on the foul with 13.1 to go. Here's Southside Trails 39-14. I always think of that, and I kind of laugh, Coach, because I played some. You mentioned playing ball at the Boys Club. I played high school ball at the Boys Club, and you'd be dribbling the basketball at the old Wheeler Boys Club. You hear this loud boom, the ball wouldn't come back up. You hit a soft spot on the floor.
Darby Junior High, Darby Middle School now, they used to have some dead spots on the floor. And when I got back coaching, those same dead spots were still there. Yeah. Yeah, that's.
It's kind of like you go to the Boys Club and you play bumper pool or pool, you got to find out where all the low spots are. There's a nice move by Har-Ber, try to take to the hole. And
which way the pool table leans to.
Southside Trails here 40-14, and let's go ahead and take a break here. You're watching Southside Maverick Basketball on the Maverick Sports Network.
Family, it's bigger than bloodlines, stronger than DNA. It's the circle we draw around the people that matter, the people we care about and care for, the folks who inspire us, guide us, root for us. Family means finding common ground, rolling up our sleeves, and making our way side by side. Armstrong Bank, strength runs in our family.
Welcome back here. Southside Trails here 40-14. A big third period for Har-Ber coming in here getting 6 points. Kelly Robinson also with 6. Lady Ann Adams 1 point. Kate Nally rounds out the scoring for the Lady Mavs with 1 point. While McKinley Campbell has 12 to lead the way for Har-Ber. We've got Coach Stuart Adams here with us. And Coach, there's a nice move by Clea Pressey on the inside, but you know, a lot of it has changed over the years, and I go back to, I know when I played at the boys club, I really think of some of the old coaches that I had back then that they were just great people, and you really looked up to these people. I know for me what was a big time, and you'll know who I'm talking about here. I had a coach, J.W. Lloyd, who coached me when I was in 7th grade, I think, and then he coached me. He regretted coaching me when I was in high school because I wasn't fun to coach. But that's David Lloyd's dad, that longtime coach. And anyway, I got to coach his son Andy for 3 years, so I was kind of able to give back a little bit by getting to coach him. But it's just the coaches then you had a good time, and most of them, I think of the people that helped me coaching, and I was fortunate enough to get to coach a lot at the boys club, and I see things that there's a nice move by Har-Ber all the way up and no good. But I go back to some of the simple fundamental things that you don't think of. They get the ball down inside for the basket. That's Tabitha Wilkes now with 5 points in the ball game, but I learned in high school, this is how long it took me. I played for Kerwin's with Squeaky Smith, legendary coach, and the one thing he taught, here's a three by Malia Ty on the way up and good. Nice shot by Malia for three, but I learned how to throw a baseball, how to play catch. We were mindless go out and play catch most of the time, and then they showed us how to do it. And there's just little things that, the light kind of comes on at some point. Things you learn that these people taught me, I was able to teach other, folks with.
There was some great Adam Webster. I played for him in football. Chuck Holcomb played for him baseball. Robert Burris, just so many guys that had an impact on me and made it fun. And I'm so thankful. Good people. Nobody was making a living coaching at the boys club. And they worked it hard, and they just, I've got those people to thank for, there was never a coach I had that discouraged me so much that I didn't want to do it anymore. They, just so thankful for that experience. And those are good-hearted people volunteering their time.
Yeah, and I was fortunate too. And we're kind of getting off track here. There's another free throw by Wilkes. Coming off the bench, he's got 6 points in the ball game, but I was fortunate enough to play for Alan Swaim at one time, and Alan was
Big Al.
Yeah, Big Al. Well, Big Al was probably another situation, kind of like J.W. that Big Al might have been ready to hang me up a time or two, but they were very tolerant of things we would do and stuff, and we always had good times. It was a lot of fun, and I think we're going to the mercy rule now. The Southside down by 30. Lady Mavs really kind of hanging here in the second half.
Yeah, this is a little better half, especially offensively for them. Again, I look at the defensive effort hadn't been bad tonight, just getting the ball go through the hole.
Yeah, we get some new girls in the game. Jayla Bear along with Charlize Bowie and Meridian Chance into the ball game. Get the ball up top to Bear.
The Har-Ber, their quickness, it just, you have to catch and react to get a shot up just so much quicker than you do against other teams. And that's hard to do. You get the ball on a back cut, and somebody's closing you out quickly, coming to you quickly. It makes it difficult even to finish around the basket.
And Coach, how too, in those top situations, it's hard to simulate that in practice.
Yeah, there's some of these teams, whether it be boys teams, girls teams, it's hard to, we don't have any 6'5" shooters like the Wood kid from Har-Ber, that can do what he does. Yeah, it's very hard to simulate. And people always say, well, just put more people out on the floor. And I'm like, well, that doesn't always help either. So, yeah.
I laugh at the Wood kid out there, and he's supposed to be a football player. And that, I'm assuming that's Coach Chris Wood's son?
Yeah, I think he's actually going to play college basketball at Jacksonville. So, yeah, he's a great athlete, tough. I went to, his dad was a football player at Arkansas Tech when I was down there. And, of course, a very successful coach at Shiloh and Har-Ber. And so he has it in his blood. I don't think his dad was a very good basketball player. I was teasing him the other night. I said, yeah, he didn't get this basketball ability from you. He said, no, it wasn't for me.
A nice give and go pass to the inside. That's 2 more for Jasmine Rojas. She has 4 points in the ball game. Southside get the ball in the front court. Still giving a good effort out there. They've also checked into the ball game. Layla Brewer's in the ball game for the Lady Mavs. Ball knocked out of bounds will stay with Southside.
So did you know any of these other Hall of Fame inductees tonight?
The only two I knew were I knew Rick Hundley.
Okay.
Yeah, Rick actually we actually used to do for Coach Williams. We did a TV show. Rick was in charge of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right.
Rick's a good guy. I didn't realize he was such an athlete. I mean, you look at Rick and.
Well, he was a golfer, and do you really have to be an athlete? But he was apparently a great football player too. So, that was a name I hadn't heard before. Was Rick Hundley.
I was impressed with the crowd Rick had come out. Had Doug Pogue come out with him, and Coach Pogue out there. Charlize Bowie goes to the foul line. First free throw's up and good.
I've always heard stories about Katie Schroet, what a good athlete she was. And,
well, you had some girls basketball teams here. Coach Mankin, and even before Coach Mankin, I think Coach Hauser used to coach basketball. They had some really good teams.
Oh, yeah. There was some, a lot of it was that old Trinity Buffaloes pipeline we used to have here, and they played for Ronnie Williams at Trinity, and then they would come over here, and some really good basketball teams. Now, the volleyball's become a big thing, and man, there's a lot of girls out on that volleyball floor that make really good basketball players, but
you had two. I know two that could have played, probably would have played a lot of playing time for this Southside girls team, but you get into volleyball, and a lot of times you want to specialize, and I guess you're looking to maybe play at the next level, so not always a bad thing.
No, but it's certainly that's a sport that Fort Smith was ahead of the game in. Volleyball, the Junior Olympics volleyball, all that stuff, and they eat it up here.
We got Kedra Sopolis Hart checks into the ball game for the Lady Mavs. At the ball with Jayla Bear. Here's a 3 on the way up and no good. Southside going to fall here tonight. Is this Har-Ber team? They just wear you down. And again, we talked about it, Coach. I mean, they went out with probably 11 or 12 girls played in the first 2 quarters.
Yeah. Keith, for you, the Southside Northside game, which was originally scheduled for Tuesday night, it's been moved to Monday ahead of the impending weather on Tuesday. So just anybody out there listening, that will be Monday night.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I just found that out just here within the last hour, and that's always a fun game to do as both teams. I mean, it's bragging rights. It doesn't matter, what's going on with these teams. It's a lot of bragging rights to go over there and play. And, we've had some good ball games. I just think of the 2 games last year, both going to overtime.
Right.
I think of the big shot that Lee Prince had over at Northside last year to put it into overtime.
2 big shots. Yeah, that was a fun game. We look forward to I think we'll play better than we did the previous time, and we're always excited. Anything can happen in Northside.
Exactly. Can't wait for that, Coach. Appreciate you being up here, and wish you the best of luck in the rest of the season as we go along. And it's good to have somebody up here. And I know enjoy having Terrell up here, but I like getting you coaches up here too because you bring a different perspective up here that I can guess and I can give opinions on things, but they're not always what the right opinions are.
Well, we don't always have the right opinion either, I assure you, but I appreciate it, and we thank you for what you do for us, Keith.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. Thanks for being here. And let's go ahead and wrap up the scoring summary first for the Lady Mavs, and Har-Ber leads away with 6 points. Kayla Robinson had 6. Leading Adams 1, Kate Nally 1, and Charlize Bowie 1. Aaliyah Ty with 3 points as Southside falls here tonight. 51-18, Southside will return to action. Now it's going to be Monday night, so they'll travel over to Northside to take on the Northside Grizzlies in the Battle of Rogers Avenue. Hope everybody will tune in for that. Everybody have a great weekend, and go Mavs!